We were just talking about women earlier. Women. What a conversation, huh? Femcel feminists saying stupid things. This is a video by my boy Ibs. And it's always fun to look at these people and what they have to say, because rarely is it something that is even going to make you think very hard at all. It's always something super dumb like, oh, well, at least the bear won't do unspeakable things to me. It's like, oh my, where do we even start? It's usually something completely nonsense, which is a greater reflection of like the individual's experience than how men are in general. And let's just get into it, man.
She's wondering if she might get unalived on the first date. He's wondering if he'll split the bill. That's the difference.
Okay, like, respectfully, if you're going on a date with a guy and you think that there's even a chance that you're gonna get killed, why are you there? Respectfully, I don't understand why you'd ever take the chance. Like, that's why I don't skydive. I don't skydive because there's like a small chance that I might fucking die. The parachute might not work. So I don't do that. I also don't go on dates with women that I think are gonna fucking kill me. Like, even if there's a small chance it might happen, I don't think about it, you know? Isn't the homicide rate much higher for men than it is for women? So, I mean, statistically, you're also wrong. And all I'm gonna say is, from a Riz perspective, I don't think murdering is W Riz, so I would say if he's taking you on a date, he's probably not going to murder you. He probably is going to try to Riz you up and take you home on the first night, maybe, and to which you can probably just politely decline and then ask, hey, would you want to go out on a second date? We can maybe get there eventually. It's usually not that crazy. I can't imagine that if you're seriously in danger of your life that you wouldn't just leave, but okay. Like,
Hey, so this looks pretty good on the menu here. What do you think? Oh my god. Oh my god, is this the part where he's gonna pull out a gun and shoot me? Hey, I think maybe if you're worried about this, you shouldn't be sleeping with strangers after the first date. I mean, I don't think going to dinner with somebody and worrying that they're gonna kill you is, like, normal. I feel like the only way a man could do that is if he took you back to his place alone, or if he, like...
Hello?
I feel like the only...
Is this all right? Like, are we doing this? Where's the Instagram watermark?
The way a man could do that is if he took you back to his place alone, or if he, like, dragged you into an alley after having a dinner date. The first scenario, you shouldn't be going home alone with somebody who you're not familiar with, and the latter is just completely unreasonable.
Also, the he's wondering if he'll split the bill. Respectfully, I think most guys have understood at this point that it's kind of our job to pay the bill because we're taking you on the date. We want to pursue a relationship potentially with you, or at the very least get to know you. It's not even that crazy, okay? Also, like, realistically, I don't even think that this is what most guys are thinking. Like, they're probably thinking, like, what's her body count? Like, how ran through is she? You know, when she says that it's her first time doing this when she comes home with me on the first date, how many times has she used that line? It's mostly assumptions about your background, how crazy you might be, what your relationship is like with your father, how much of, like, a radical extremist are you politically? I don't know if it's, like, the whole splitting the bill thing. Like, realistically, I think that's kind of like, oh, expected. Yeah, we'll split the bill. I think it's more so, it's like, did you have a hoe phase? Did you have a kill all men phase? Did you, like, post a black square for BLM and, you know, dedicate an entire month to learning about white privilege? Like, these are the sort of things that most men, I think, are thinking about. And I don't know if this is even, like, this is sort of like a tattletale. You're telling on yourself that you're stupid by thinking that this is what most men are thinking.
Look, I believe stupidity has gender equality, okay? Like, stupidity doesn't discriminate between male or female. I've seen men say just as stupid things as women have, but for some reason, my feeds are always full of these women saying the most absolutely horrendous things possible. From extremist femcel feminist
Oh my god, this is the girl who who was the stand-up comedian who screamed at the heckler. What did she say? Get the fuck out? Or she said, look me in my eyes. This is her, right?
To bashing and attacking men with misinformation or just plain stupid takes. A lot of this is gonna be rage bait, but I really don't think it's fair to consider it rage bait if it feeds into the femcel echo chamber, and a lot of femcels agree with it.
Yeah, that's the issue. You can post rage bait, but the problem arises when people look at the rage bait and they end up agreeing with it and they think that it's awesome, like this. OMG, so true. That's probably not ideal. Like, I honestly think that some of the women that are doing podcasts where they say things along the lines where you're pandering to, like, a vulnerable female demographic who's just had their hearts broken, they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. They're curating a certain type of audience, and the echo chamber is not, like, rage bait for clicks and short-term engagement. It's rage bait to cultivate a fan base of upset young women to monetize, right? And this happens on both sides of the aisle. There are definitely men who do this as well with their podcasts, but it's not rage bait. It's not meant to make people angry. It's to foster a cult-like audience.
Ironically, I just also want to say that in no shape or form am I saying that all women are stupid or anything like that. I just think that there's a select amount of women that are really stupid, just like there's a select amount of men that are just as equally stupid. But before we get into the meat of things, I gotta introduce you to today's sponsor, Free Cash.
I literally put all my YouTuber friends on this Free Cash sponsorship, and everybody's eating well. Wait, what's this Free Cash? Yeah, Free Cash for the guy scamming me. Listen, Bubonic Craig, kind of a cool name, and the germ profile picture to accompany the name actually goes hard. But Bubonic Craig, I hate to tell you this, Free Cash is 100% legit, okay? It's the GOAT. Best app you can get. You get paid to do surveys, okay? It's not that hard. Sheesh, bro.
Should start in
$2 to gain by downloading this app. All right, now back to the video.
every guy should start in jail and have to work his way out.
Absolutely.
I think
love that
that's
idea.
because it's like you need to earn your place out here.
You know what's funny?
I don't know if he's going to say this, but I'm going to say this. I've heard this exact hypothetical proposed about black people. Black people should be born in jail and have to prove their innocence to get out, which is a joke. It's obviously a joke, but this is being used against men in general. I think that's what he's going to say.
Racist people actually hold the exact same belief for the race that they don't like.
Yeah.
You do.
In my opinion.
You do. And it should be treated as if they're on probation for a while. Like one strike, you're back.
Yeah, even when they're out. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right.
Unk is just out here in disbelief, and I don't blame him. And we have, like, what? The 3 Femcel podcasts where we have these extreme feminist takes and they just circle jerk each other on them, or I guess I should say circle finger, but let's try not to get too lewd here. A lot of these women be hearing like a saying or a comeback that they think is real creative and then just plaster it all over their social media. For example,
Name one thing that women created. 8 billion people.
Debate over. The debate's over. What debate? What is the debate? What imaginary debate did you just win? And are you now getting a standing ovation for winning? What debate role play? What am I watching? You won an imaginary debate against your front-facing phone camera in your car in the middle of the day. This LARPing is crazy.
first off, I'm pretty sure the saying is name one thing women have invented and not created. And secondly, it takes 2 to create human life, whether you hate men or not. Also, isn't this kind of proving the point that women don't have many inventions? The fact that instead of naming an invention that a woman has created, you instead have some snarky, sarcastic thing to devalue men. I mean, it's actually like a great thing that women have invented the dishwasher and the...
I didn't know that.
Ironing board. I mean, these are inventions that actually take us really far in humanity. Okay, just kidding. Women have invented a lot more than just those.
What?
But why not actually choose a woman invention to talk about instead of having some kind of like femcel quote that you just repeat over and over again?
Men felt so threatened by women that they had to remove women from history. You know, the
Why is she dressed like a member of the Fantastic Four?
Matilda effect.
Actually, it's called the Mandela Effect, where something seems like it's not supposed to be there, and people blame it on alternate universes shifting alignments or something. It's named after Nelson Mandela, who is a man.
A lot of women were a part of science, even though they were literally have no rights, and they still made a significant amount in history with the knowledge that men erased.
Oh, that's what we're talking about. No, actually, I'm wrong on this one, guys. No, the Mandela Effect is something completely different. My bad.
Feminism isn't about hating men. It's about equality.
No. Since the beginning, feminism has been about hating men.
Well, I'm glad you finally admitted it so I don't have to support it and feel
The idea that this is what's being told now as some sort of big reveal, it's like, yeah, we all know. And also, it's so funny when people are going to say, no, it's not this, it's not this. It would never be like this. And then you got one other person saying, no, yeah, it is exactly like this. So it's like, who are we supposed to believe? Like, this is the most, like, I mean, I'm a big believer of that. When someone tells you who they are, you take them at their word. You just believe them. And I think it's like, you know, the true colors are showing, right?
Feel bad about not supporting it, but I think it's funny that she actually came in with the
no.
nope.
Since the
But
beginning,
anyways, let's see what her source is.
I love the style of short form content where you decide to be a straw man of a position that you can now debunk yourself. This is the Adam Conover method of debating, where you put on a blue hair filter and you say something that you will now dispute, even though this person is just you and not an actual argument, because it's easier to destroy yourself in a debate than somebody else. Really cool.
So I don't have to support it and feel bad about not supporting it, but I think it's funny that she actually came in with the
no.
nope.
Since
But
the beginning,
anyways, let's see what her source is to explain her thought process.
1918 and
Also, no, it wasn't like, okay, the original feminists, the people that were trying to get women the right to vote, were just getting women the right to vote. They weren't trying to get rid of men's right to vote. Listen, I'll let her speak, but from what I understand, this is factually inaccurate.
anonymous suffragette authored a piece called Advice on Marriage to Young Ladies. Do not
An anonymous woman from over 100 years ago is what she's talking about. I did not know femcells went back that far.
marry at all. Avoid these type of men. Don't expect too much. Men are
What is this? Avoid the beauty men, flirts, and the bounders, tailors, dummies, and the football enthusiasts? What does this even mean? Is this like the Call Her Daddy transcript from like before electricity was around?
trash. All single men suck. Feed the brute. It's a great way to refer to men.
Actually, I agree. I like that. Yeah, call me the brute like on some Halo
kinda
shit.
heat,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? Like,
Call me a brute.
The jungle, the mighty jungle, the jackals feast tonight.
And then it compares men to dogs. The conclusion says don't get married at all. For those who are saying feminism is not anti-man or anti-marriage, literally it's been that from the beginning.
well, since you're going to be cherry picking an example, I'm going to cherry pick an example and
Wait a second. So they're saying do not be with men at all and to be abstinent, but the reason that you exist right now is because a man and a woman had sex, right? Wasn't this the whole thing that your kin was just bragging about, that women created 8 billion people? Like, hold on a second. Weren't you the product of that? And the argument that's being made there is actually a pro-women argument. So what the fuck are you even saying? Like, women were saying, oh yeah, we brought 8 billion people into this world. We actually are the fucking goats. And you're saying, yeah, let's not do that. Let's not be the goats anymore. Let's be neats. Let's be femcells. Let's just be completely alone and touchless, and it'll be great. It's what feminists want. It's a great way to be a feminist. Being a feminist by being alone. Cool. Listen, I don't care, like, nothing wrong with being single, but, like, the idea that this is the best thing ever, to just be, like, by yourself, I don't know.
talk about Jeff Bezos' ex-wife who got like fucking $50 billion for divorce.
Yeah, this is just insane, bro. Mackenzie Scott. Jeff Bezos' ex-wife has a net worth estimated to be around $31.5 billion. I mean, how is that okay? Like, this 0.5 billion, by the way, this little decimal point, that's 500 million fucking dollars. Just a decimal point.
Divorcing him. I'm pretty sure the marriage benefited her very well.
Yeah.
If you were a stay-at-home mom, you should be receiving a salary from your husband.
You do. It's called a roof over your head and a grocery bill. Like, I hope she's not complaining about her husband when she's a stay-at-home mom, because I've noticed her fingernails are done, her hair is dyed, she has lipstick on, and she's wearing clothes. So obviously somebody's taking care of her pretty
Who is giving these people these ideas? I'm so curious. I don't understand this.
well. Like, does this
Like, you want a fucking allowance? Like, is this what this is? Like, you want, like, an allowance, like how a child gets it for doing the dishes? Holy shit, bro. This is insane.
woman think taking care of a family is free?
If you are a stay-at-home mom, otherwise known as a non-compensated working
You see this?
mom, and you
Is that that's a ring on her
are
finger.
married
Oh, wait, is it? That's the middle finger.
to a man,
Yeah, no.
your
Or
husband,
is that the ring finger? I can't even tell.
the compensated partner, should be paying for the uncompensated labor. And yeah, there's going to be a lot of pissed off men in the comments, but try to replace you. Try to replace a stay-at-home mom.
You do realize there are some stay-at-home fathers. Like, sometimes the woman does go and work while the father takes care of the child. Also, what do you have to say to single fathers that are taking care of the child by themselves? Also, she says try to replace a stay-at-home mom, as if daycare and babysitters don't exist, which their purpose is to literally replace stay-at-home moms.
You're going to be paying for a chauffeur, a chef, a nanny, a project manager for the house.
That's just called being a mother. Like, I don't understand it. Why would you have a Like, these are all things that benefit the family that you're raising. So if you weren't ready to raise a family, why would you have a kid if it wasn't an accident? Like, I don't fully get this, right? Like, if it was an accident and you didn't really plan it and you had a kid young, okay, that's one thing. But if you got into a relationship and you had a kid and you weren't ready to commit to that relationship and that family by doing things that would be selfless, like doing the dishes or cleaning up or driving your kids around, then why the fuck did you do that? Like, what did you think this is? You're gonna get money for being a mom? I don't understand this. Holy fuck, it's ridiculous. Like, it doesn't make any sense that, like, you do understand that you give up a lot when you have kids. You can't drink for 9 months when you're pregnant. You're giving up a lot of, like, personal autonomy when you're having kids because you're wanting to give back to your children the life that you were given by your parents. Like, life operates in cycles. And so I don't, like, what the fuck is this? Like, you just want to, like, be a paid intern? The first thing you say is drinking? Who wants to stop drinking? Okay? If anything, that should really compel people in the chat.
Actually, no.
Especially moms, they love their wine.
Oh, you would be paying for just a nanny because that's what a nanny does.
In fact, recent data has shown that stay-at-home moms, non-compensated working parents,
Non-compensated working parents? Like, what does that even mean? What does that mean? You want a stimmy from the government for being a mom? Honestly, that wouldn't even... Okay, that is not a bad idea. Getting a check for being a mom would increase the birth rate, which is based. So maybe that wouldn't be so bad, especially when you have government checks being handed out to people that are faking being on disability.
If you had to pay them a salary, it would be at least $175,000.
Yeah, okay, now we're back to retard. 175 G's. You want a nearly $200,000 salary from your husband, who is, like, by the way, that's probably what your husband is making, I'm guessing, and you want, like, that to be given. You're just like, I can't help but laugh at you. You're a fucking clown. Like, you're just like oh man, how is this real?
So then if we go off the gender pay gap, that means stay-at-home dads should be earning $205,000 a year. Let's go! Men number one once again. If you woke up tomorrow and aliens had taken all the men, what's the first thing you would do? You know, the funny part about this scenario is nobody hates women more than women themselves, so they'd probably just have all-out wars going on 24/7.
How surprised would you be if I told you that women actively try to sabotage each other, and professional studies have confirmed this. This is so real that in one study, researchers even found that female hairstylists would recommend their client chop off her hair to make her less attractive. That's right. Not only do women not help other women, they pretend.
Why do you think looks maxing is a thing that stemmed from male communities? Why do men care about helping each other with grooming tips and glow-up tips more than women do? Why? Why is looks maxing one of the biggest trends of the previous, like, 2 or 3 years, a thing that existed from men? Tell me why.
And to help each other while actually trying to ruin the other girl's life. And in this study on female hairdressers, the female stylist would actually recommend that the client cut off the most hair when they perceived that woman to be of equal attractiveness. So, if the hairstylist thought the girl was as pretty as she is, she tried to make her look like a lesbian, like less desirable to men, because everything is a competition between women, even when the men aren't around. So when that girlfriend of yours is telling you, oh no, you don't look fat in that dress, or I love that boyish haircut, maybe think twice.
I don't know how true it is, but just something to keep in mind while
I know how true it is. 100%.
Watching this video. There's also this thing going around with women where they think it's weird to date anybody under the age of 23 if you're over the age of 25 or some shit like that. For example, I think this guy is kind of weird for fetishizing younger women, but grooming young women, we're talking about 21 to 24.
Yeah, the age gap discourse is fucking retarded. Like, I mean, like, if you're in your, like, if you're 20 to 25, I think you can date anyone below 30. Like, that's not crazy at all. Like, if you're, like, 23, you can date a 29-year-old. If you're 22, you can date a 27-year-old. Like, none of that stuff is even that weird, in my opinion. Obviously, different strokes for different folks. So there's going to be some incompatibilities there, just on, like, a where you're at in life perspective, but that there's, like, a moral questioning there that it's, like, wrong or something. No, it's not. And you're fucking stupid. You're stupid as fuck. Where do you think that comes from? You're taking an advantage. How are you taking an advantage of somebody? It's just crazy, you know? And it only goes one way. Like, this whole age thing only matters if it's, like, older guy, younger woman. It's never younger guy, older woman, you know? It's always how it is. It's weird how it only goes that one way, especially when they're all both, like, fully functioning adults. Like, you ask Twitter, this is not that far off from reality. What's weirder? A 22-year-old guy dating a 29-year-old girl, or a 29-year-old guy dating a 26-year-old girl? They'll say the guy is weirder. It makes no fucking sense. The logic is completely flawed and backwards, and it stems from nothing. It's just stupid. It's just dumb as fuck.
Year-old women. You can't groom. That's not grooming.
Yeah, it's not
These are grown adult women. Like, Me seeing a man over 25 dating an 18 to 19-year-old and biting the F out of my tongue because society accepts it, but I know that man is evil incarnate and no man his age would ever want him, and also he's a pervert creep and should be in prison, but
yeah, you're retarded.
instead I say nothing. If you want to say he's a creep and a weirdo, sure, fine, because that's a subjective opinion.
I mean, like, if you're 25 years old and you're dating a 19-year-old, like, if you think that deserves jail time, you should be mandated by the state to take an IQ test so the results can classify you as legally mentally disabled, okay? Listen, I think it is weird. I would say that if you're 25 dating a 19 or 18-year-old, that is definitely strange and weird, and you should be dating someone, like, older that's around your age. But if you think it makes you a pervert creep and that you should be in prison, that's just not, like, retarded. Like, you have to understand, again, you're 19, you're 18 as a woman. You're fully able to decide who you want to be in a relationship with. You're above the age of consent. You're an adult, you know? You're not like a 25-year-old adult, but you're an adult. You have the decision. Like, ball is in your court. You're not trapped. You're not forced to date that. Like, you have the full autonomy to choose there.
But to say he deserves to be in prison for dating...
But MILFs on top? Bro, don't get me started on, like, Sophia Vergara.
Dating somebody that's of the legal age is kind of weird.
Yeah, like, what's the youngest you would date? 18, you know, like, she's legal and all that, so I don't see no problem. Oh, okay, so you're a pedophile. All right, bye-bye.
Okay, so this is kind of like off.
So we have, like, a transvestite talking, like, with a hood accent. What?
Yeah, like, what's the youngest you would date? 18, you know, like, she's legal and all that, so I don't see no problem. Oh, okay, so you're a pedophile. All right.
Yeah, that word has just straight up lost all meaning. It's insane.
All right, bye-bye.
Okay, so this is kind of like off
We all cracking Sophia Vergara. If you're not, you're gay.
topic, but first off, why is she talking like she's black? Secondly, in
Yeah,
this
right?
hypothetical situation that you made up in your head, you asked the guy the youngest he would date, and he said 18 because that's the legal age limit. I really don't see an issue with that. If a man says...
Ibs, it's not the legal age limit. Okay? It's not the limit. It's the opposite. It's the minimum.
that they fetishize 18-year-olds and they only go to 18-year-olds because of this, that's the legal age limit. I really don't see an issue with that. If a man says that they fetishize 18-year-olds and they only go to 18-year-olds because of this, or they're waiting for a 17-year-old to turn 18 to shoot their shot, okay, yeah, that's weird. But if a man over the age of 25 just coincidentally meets a woman and has a connection with her and is like, oh, by the way, how old are you? Oh, I'm 18. Oh, sorry, that's a little too young for me. I can't do this. Hit me up in like 3 years. Like, I just really don't see the issue with it, you know? Furthermore, if an 18-year-old wanted to start an OnlyFans or wanted to transition their body, people are like, oh, no, yeah, that's totally fine. You won't regret that later. But, you know, having a boyfriend over the age of 25, yeah, you'll definitely regret that in the future. Also, if a man isn't financially ready enough for a long-term relationship and he's just sleeping around with a girl, it doesn't matter if he's your age or a few years older, he's still using you for your body. I've also noticed when 18-year-old men complain about the exact same scenario, women call them an incel. Like the 18-year-old man who's like, oh man, my crush went for a guy double my age who actually has money and a car. Life is so unfair, and they're just like, oh man, it's her body, her choice, and so maybe if you're just broke, just say that. When a guy...
Yeah, that's actually a very good point, because it's like, you're basically fucked if, like, the guy that you're competing with has more experience, more money, just a fuller package because he's lived longer, and so women might be attracted to that, and then to complain about that, you're like somehow complaining about women in a way that's unfair. It's like, how?
Complains about it, he's an incel. When a woman complains about it, oh man, she's so right. That guy is such a creep for dating an 18-year-old.
I think it's because I have found this freedom in my 40s where I'm like, oh my God. So I just want to say this in perspective. But I did just recently a 26-year-old and it was really amazing.
I know it's not an 18-year-old, but I mean, come on. Is the age gap still not weird here?
Yeah, that's just like Leonardo DiCaprio level, right? But it's fine. It's fine when she does it.
Like, keep that same energy, you know what I mean? If we're going off of the...
Hold on a second. Does her hoodie just say the word sex on it? That's awesome. Oh, 6. 6?
Still not weird here? Like, keep that same energy, you know what I mean? If we're going off of the an 18-year-old isn't fully developed in their brain argument, then neither is a 26-year-old, and the age of consent needs to be raised to 30, and this woman's technically a pedophile if we're going off of having sex with somebody whose brain isn't fully developed yet. Also, for the people that are like, well, what do you have in common with the younger woman as an older man? Well, I mean, women at age 25 all the way to like 60 only talk about drama TV shows anyways. And then after that, what are you expecting me to get into like crocheting and knitting or something? Correct me if I'm wrong, but there's no reason for a 30-year-old man to be dating an 18 to 23-year-old.
Bro, 23 years old? Are you dead ass?
Girl. 23-year-old girl.
Again, like this is like, first of all, nice AI profile picture. Like I don't, okay. Correct me if I'm wrong. Let me correct you, because you asked me to correct you if you're wrong. You're wrong. You're saying there's no reason for a 30-year-old man to be dating an 18 to 23-year-old girl. You're saying there's no reason, right? What you're implying is that there's no circumstance where two people who have an age gap can be in a relationship where they're both happy. Like, there's, like, reason. Like, what does that word even mean? Like, is there a reason that you guys are dating? Yeah, we like each other. Yeah, we're compatible. We get along. And that's the reason that any people are in a relationship. Like, no one is really considering, like, oh, yeah, you're 23 and he's 30, and is there a reason for that? Well, yeah, it's because of when we were born. Yeah, but, like, isn't it a little weird? I mean, like, there's a gap, but at the end of the day, it's like, you know, we get along, we like each other, and it's like, yeah, we're aware of it, but it's not something that it's like, you know, we're both fine with it. We're both adults. I truly don't get it. I feel like it's like, what's the word here? Like, is it like creep making? Like when you're just trying to make out something to be just widely seen as weird when there's nothing there. Is it a pedo jacketing where you're just blanketing a bunch of things that sound a little bit unconventional as like pedophilic or predatory because you have like a ulterior motive or like a bias or something like that? And it just shows me that you're just not ready to have conversations. I mean, at least you said correct me if I'm wrong. Like that at least is just there. But to me, truthfully, maybe I'm cynical, but I read that as just like, I'm about to say something really fucking stupid, but I want to have this first thing that I wrote as a shield against me because I said, oh, correct me if I'm wrong, and you're just correcting me, and so yeah, I'm inviting that. It's like, okay.
Man to be dating an 18 to 23-year-old girl. 23?
Yeah, girl.
Year-old girl. That's a grown-ass woman, first off. You guys heard it, 23.
Yeah, like, I mean, again, like, didn't I read something where, like, women's fertility starts to go down, like, drastically after they hit 30? So if you're 23, you're, like, in, like, your, like, from 23 to, like, 30, that's your most fertile years. So it's like, what are you supposed to wait till they're 30? That's, like, that decreases the chance for a successful pregnancy. So it's like, what are you even saying?
Apparently, he's now pedophile.
I'm not saying you should have a kid at 18 or 23 or whatever, but it's like, you should, like, want to wait forever.
Philic, just for comparison, this was Margot Robbie in The Wolf of Wall Street, where she acted at the age of 22. But
wait, is that true?
Margot Robbie in The Wolf of Wall Street, where she acted at the age of 22. But if you looked at this as a 30-year-old man and it was like, that's a pretty and attractive woman, you are now, according to this person, a pedophile. I feel like there's a fine difference between illegal, weird, and immoral. This is how I feel like these feminists view age. Like 1 through 24, a girl's just a little baby goo goo gaga nigga. And then ages 25, it's like, I'm ready to have sex. Okay, last thing I'm gonna say on this topic before moving on, but some of these women act like guys go for
maturing is realizing that grown men date young girls because they're just bums who couldn't pull/handle a grown woman their age. Okay, I'm ready to drop some truth on this, okay? This is purely cope from women that are seeing women younger than them dating guys that ignore them now. There you go. I'm just gonna say that. I mean, the truth is, if you're like, I don't know, like 26, 27, and you're seeing like a 20-year-old girl getting like princess treatment or whatever from like a 25-year-old, I can see why you'd be upset. I can really see why you'd be upset. And you're allowed to be upset. You can be upset or bitter or whatever. But now you're just coping when you're saying, oh, they're just bums. Like, oh, they're predatory. I think you're just mad that it's not you. That's what it seems like, you know? My coworker just graduated high school and his girlfriend is pregnant. She was a year older, and yes, it was planned. Listen, some people, they get ahead of it, you know? They have kids when they're like fucking in their 20s. You know, they have kids when they're like, you know, pretty young. And listen, I mean, that used to be pretty common, right? Like, wouldn't people be having kids like much earlier, like in earlier points in history? I'm pretty sure. And you know, we've pushed back that age by a lot now, and you know, for better or for worse, there's pros and cons to that. But you know, now that it's like weird now to have a kid early, I think it's just weird. But yeah, congrats.
Younger girls because they can't pull a woman their age, but
And also, like, what does that even mean? I can't pull / handle a grown woman their age. Like, no man wants to handle a woman. No man is like, oh yeah, I want to have to handle a woman. You can't handle me? Okay, thanks. I'm glad. Jesus Christ, bro. I mean, that's just ridiculous. And also, like, the maturing is realizing, like, what? I think the truth is that, like, a lot of, like, younger women, like, 20 to 25, maybe, like around that age. Yeah, let's just call it, like, 18 to 23 is, I think that's, like, a good range. A lot of guys who are, like, in their mid to late 20s are going to approach those women because they haven't, like, experienced things that they can provide them now that they've been successful. So if you're, like, 24, 25, and you've made a lot of money, and you see, like, this 20-year-old girl, you think to yourself, wow, I could really give this girl a great time, a good experience, you know, nicer dinners, trips, dates, vacations, like all of these things, you know, shopping, whatever. And this would be new to her. This would be something that she's not had before. And it's going to be special, right? And maybe with women their age, they've like got that kind of treatment before. And so it's less special. It's like devalued the kind of experience that they can provide, you know?
Wouldn't a woman aged, say, 18 to 28 years old have a lot more competition than a woman that's like 35 plus? I mean, they're both hard to pull, but the younger girl is harder to pull because of competition, whereas
And also, this doesn't even make sense. Like, grown men date young girls because they're just bums who can't pull. This argument doesn't even make sense. Like, would you get with a girl that you can pull or the one that you can't pull? Like, why would you... Like, obviously you're gonna date the girl that you can date. Like, if you're saying like, oh, you're a bum because you can't date me, well, you're saying I can't date you. It doesn't even make sense. Like, none of this makes any sense.
The mature woman is harder to pull because she's just acting like a bitch.
What is this? Men will swear that racism is justified by pattern recognition, but will rage when women say it's all men.
Men will swear that racism is justified by pattern recognition, but...
Wait, so is this just saying that racism is right?
Or
so either you're both right or you're both wrong.
When women say it's all men. Are you siding with racists now?
Yeah,
Are you saying,
what?
okay, no, it's all men, but in return, the racists are right? My coworker saw my rave booty on my lock screen and said my boyfriend would never let me wear something like that. I said, well, insecurity is not a quality I look for in a man, and now she's not talking to me. You heard it, guys. You're insecure if you don't want your girlfriend having her entire ass hanging out. Also, who has their ass on their lock screen? Like, that in it.
Yeah, what kind of person do you have to be to, like, take a fucking photo of yourself with your ass out and then making that your own home screen? What?
Itself is a form of narcissism. It's crazy how women who believe that all men are mindless rapists are like extreme anti-feminist straw men who essentially don't exist in real life, right? And a man who believes that all women are mindless vessels for receiving sex is like your dad. Not my dad. Maybe your dad, not my dad. I mean, again, if you have issues with your father, just say that, but don't say, oh, it's like your dad. And it's like, well, it's not my dad. What was the point here? Because, you know, just because your dad is a sexist doesn't mean all men are sexist. He didn't force me, but he kept trying for a whole hour while I was dodging him until I gave up, but he didn't force me. So you were alone with another man for an entire hour while he was asking you for sex and you didn't just leave? Like, you had no choice whatsoever. Like, I can think of a scenario where it's like, oh, hey, do you wanna, you know, no, I'm okay. Are you sure you don't wanna? No, I'm okay. Please, can we just for a little bit? No, you know what? After you asked for the second time, things are kind of awkward and I think I'm gonna call an Uber and leave. Like, how hard is that?
Women can get pregnant once in the space of 9 months. Once. And men can impregnate many women in the space of 9 months. So why is birth control for women and not men?
Hey, just to let you know, but condoms are a form of birth control that are for men. Also, not letting
like,
random...
You're saying, like, why... Like, is birth control, like, the men are the ones giving birth? Like, you literally said women can give birth, so there's birth control. Men can't. So, what?
Strangers finishing inside of you is the best form of birth...
I truly don't get this.
...control, so... Why do these kind of women always think that men are, like, pro-violence or something? Like, hey, so reminder that if you've never assaulted a woman, you're normal, not amazing or great. This is how normal people behave.
Okay. What was the reminder for? I didn't have to be reminded of something that I knew. Like, reminder that if you don't assault a woman, you're normal. Like, yeah, that's like the general state of being. You're not an assaulter by default. Like, I just don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get why this is something that was written and then posted. I don't get why the reminder is, who is it for? What is, do you think men wake up and they're like, I didn't assault anybody today. I'm on a great hot streak and I'm fucking, what is this, amazing and great? I'm amazing and great because I didn't assault anybody today. we get some W's in the chat because I didn't assault anyone today. Who is this? Who thinks this? Who is like, oh shit, okay. No, this is a good reminder. I was really hyped that I didn't assault anyone, but this helped ground me because now I know that I'm just normal. I'm glad that I was reminded, and thank you. I'll follow you for this. I thought, like, what the fuck is this for? I don't get it.
Hey, as a man, like, I agree. This is normal. Like, I don't know any man that goes around bragging about not assaulting a woman.
Yeah, like, what?
When I stab my husband and kids because, I don't know, I want to be single again, woman in male fields, this is something men do, which is the point of the trend, hopes this helps, as if women...
I love when the hope this helps. I love when that's used. It always adds the nice cherry on top to the already terrible tweet. Hope this helps. I'm a retard.
Male fields. This is something men do, which is the point of the trend. Hopes this helps. As if women have never done this before. There's literally a terminology coined for women killing their newborn babies.
What?
All men. Yes, it is all men for me. Unless you guys come with a sign from God punched on your forehead, it's all men. You love to mock the tools we carry for protection. Is she talking about that meme where people were making fun of...
Grass is green,
when women hit me with that dollar store pepper spray? And since the people who fall into this category have no working neurons, you will never understand that terrific yet exhausting feeling of always being on guard 24/7. Thoroughly checking your apartment room.
I'm sorry?
Don't think that's normal. I think that's some kind of trauma and you should see a therapist. I also think that the guy whose apartment got broken into by a female cop and then she shot him would disagree with you if he was still alive to breathe. Giving your updates of your location to a trusted one, I do that without having to worry about men just in case something happens. Holding your breath when you pass a group of men, again, this seems like you have some kind of trauma induced or something. I don't know, man.
Yeah, there's... this kind of paranoia, I feel like this has to come from personal trauma, right? And it's fine to have trauma. Like, if you're traumatized by something that a guy did and so that you're cautious around all men, like, no one's gonna blame you for that. Because you actually have, like, a reason to be paranoid and upset and afraid. Like, that's not bad, okay? You're not at fault for being the victim of something, right? But I think the problem is when there's a level of, like, promoting what you have as personal trauma as something that all women should have as just, like, a baseline like homeostasis for interacting with, like, in society. Like, that's not good. It's actually, like, pretty bad, and it leads to, like, movements that indoctrinate young women and, you know, make them sour grapes with men that they've not even interacted with.
You need to go see a therapist. In fact, some of them could have been harmless, but how would I ever know? Does that not apply to every single human being, whether male or female?
The police are trying to find two women who detectives say stole a man's truck at gunpoint at the end of July.
Oh geez, I guess I now have to hold my breath around women 24/7 because they might attack me or something. Russian woman planned to kill boys at a kindergarten but was stopped by teachers before firing a shot. Oh man, I thought only men do this kind of stuff. At least that's what the femcels on Instagram are trying to tell me. Why is the conversation always about guns and never about men? Women can get guns as easily as men, but we aren't committing mass murders. Why don't we talk about men's inability to control their emotions? And then right above it's a 2018 YouTube shooter. 2 Salem women arrested for attempted murder, lured man on dating app, and by man they mean a 17-year-old boy. So how about instead of pretending that violence is only on one side of the genders, that both genders can have the possibility of violent criminals? I also find the contrast interesting between this kind of woman who made this post and these kind of women.
We both have the same type of man. Like, we like a nasty fucker.
We like a fucking criminal. Like, straight up someone who is so visibly violent. That is our type.
They're gonna kill your dog.
They're gonna kill your dog. They're gonna kill or your dog. And Natalie and I are like, hot, hot, hot.
First, I want to say, of course, the white woman is talking about having sex with dogs. Seems kind of like a projection there.
That's a
also, why do women always complain about men and then this? Are you sure you're just not complaining about your ex-boyfriend? Like, violent men.
How can you ever complain about men, but in the same breath ask that your next man that you hook up with be the kind of guy that looks like he's going to kill your dog? You've waived your right to complain about men when you are literally dating criminal junkies that want to kill and hurt people. You are fucking stupid, and the fact that you don't see the irony in this or have no accountability here is beyond me. It is beyond me. And then it's like, to have all of those things and then broadcast it, okay? To go to Best Buy and then buy a fucking microphone and think that people should be influenced by you, a person who's just said these things out loud, is even worse. It makes my hope in humanity plummet.
You mean your ex-boyfriend and possibly your father? And I know these women don't speak for all women, but these same feminist femicels, when you tell them, hey, like, there's a woman...
Why is he on Threads? Who even uses this? This was this year? Most women don't pick wrong. They pick someone who looked safe until he wasn't. Okay? Yeah, no, the tattooed, unemployed stoner with visible anger issues looked safe. Oh my god. Oh man. Oh.
Women that is really into violent men. These women don't exist incel. You need to actually go outside and talk to real women.
Here's a map of registered sex offenders in Los Angeles. All these individual little dots.
Your problem actually might be that you're in Los Angeles.
I'm gonna randomly click.
Yeah, there's definitely a location bias. Like, you're literally in LA. Dude, LA, Hollywood, like, are we not, you know, connecting the dots on that one?
On one, and you get $1 million if you accurately guess the gender.
Male.
You wouldn't take those...
What's this?
Guess the gender.
Are you being racist?
You wouldn't take those chances in a hypothetical situation, so women aren't going to take those chances in real life. For women, it is all men until proven otherwise. The small percentage.
What the fuck is this bitch doing on the screen? Who are you? Who the fuck are you? Why are you floating over the original TikToker while she's spewing her propaganda? Who the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? Am I having a stroke? I've been looking at this video and there's just been this like floating thing on the side of the screen hovering while she's speaking. I don't get this.
Take those chances.
Who the fuck are you?
Gender.
Los Angeles. Outside and talk to...
She's like not saying anything. She's just floating there. No commentary, no addition to the video. Just kind of ominously, I guess, like, she's like kind of like sitting in agreement. Like her posture is agreeing with what the original person's saying. I don't get this. What the fuck is this?
Real women.
Here's a map of red.
Look, she takes her hand off the recording button and then she's just like, what are you Hello?
Registered sex offenders in Los Angeles. All these individual little dots.
Your problem actually might be that...
She's not even nodding. She's not even like, yep, go off, queen. I agree. This is just like...
You're in Los Angeles.
I'm gonna randomly click on one, and you get $1 million if you accurately...
What is this?
Guess the...
Female Bentellect? Bro, this is worse. Bentellect spoke words out loud. This bitch is just floating.
Gender.
She's floating like a literal turd resting on the buoyant water.
You wouldn't take those chances...
What?
In a hypothetical
okay, let's forget about this like watermark of a human on the screen. What are you even saying right now? Like, you're asking if you would take the chances of meeting a guy because there's pedophiles that exist in the world? You're not even a kid! Oh, actually, no, she said sex offender, so I guess wide umbrella. But let's just assume, like, okay, let's assume that, let's take the 100 or so predators or something that you said were in this registry, okay? Cut that number in half. Now you have 45 people. Okay, because you have to remove all the pedophiles. Because respectfully, if you're not a child, you got nothing to worry about. That sounds wrong. I'm not saying don't be afraid of pedophiles. They're definitely dangerous and they're fucked up and they should all go to jail or be killed. I agree 100%. But you are not in danger for your age, okay? You have that advantage. You have that house edge, okay? How many of those people how many out of that 45 people, like, compare that to the number of people that live in your city. It's like, you understand, you've now actually proven the point that statistically you're fine.
Situation, so women aren't going to take those chances in real life. For women, it is all men until proven otherwise. If the small percentage of women who do it upset you, then why wouldn't the large percentage of men who do it upset you too? Because you're not an advocate against...
I'm sorry, what's the argument here? That, like, men don't like female predators? What? Literally what? The registry is for all predators. You get put there if you're a predator, period. I think if you're on that list, you're a piece of shit. That's it. What?
It's assault. You're an advocate against women. That's exactly what...
You're an advocate against women? What are we talking about right now? What are you saying? Who are you arguing with?
Makes you good guys so...
This chick just basically said...
What?
That all men are sex offenders until proven otherwise, and if you disagree with me, you hate women. Like, logically speaking, she said all men are sex offenders until proven otherwise, based off of the small amount of men on the sex offender registry that she admits that women are on too, which then would be a small percentage of the woman population. So do we not need to think the same for the woman population?
You really want to know why men...
Oh, there she is. So we got the floating ghost who was on the left side of the screen for the past 30 seconds, who did nothing, okay, who sniper wolfed this entire video, now deciding to do some millennial swipe into frame to talk now? A bit fucking late. The only JS slide? Yeah, it's bad.
Do we not need to think the same for the woman population?
Christ, bro. What are we doing here? We need to start killing millennials. That's a joke, guys, in Minecraft.
Why men are sick of hearing this message? It is because you said, quote, why wouldn't the large percentage of men upset you too? When men know, you know, we all know that it is not the majority of men.
Thank God women with brains exist, because if all women thought like these femcel feminists, we would genuinely be cooked as a society. Also, I have one question that I'm not understanding. Are feminists pro or against the adult film industry?
I like how the right's takeaway from this is women bad and not men are kind of Nancy.
Girl with your ass hanging out, sitting there shaking your head. Don't start, because you don't want any of this. Everything about you is fake and phony. The tears are phony, the tits are phony. Put your ass away. Just here.
What is this podcast even about, bro? I swear to God. I see clips of this. What am I looking at? Like, what is this? 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 What? Like, I can't. It's overstimulating. Just one person, two people, two mics. How about that? Who are you? Who are you? Who the fuck are you? Like,
fake and phony. The tears are phony, the tits are phony. Put your ass away. Just here to sell your ass. So
get over yourself. Like, this is a put down session. Stand up, turn around. Let's see your fat ass and the dimples in it and all your cellulite. Look at this. She can't even wear decent clothes. She's so pathetic.
She's wearing a hoodie and a shirt.
Who are you? Who are you? What are you?
Is that not normal? Is that not normal to these kind of women?
Get a new bra. Get a facelift. Use some Botox.
Nothing says feminism more than attacking a woman's natural looks.
But yeah, I love the 4x3 build on this one too. Holy shit, man, this is insane. Like, I don't know what this looks like. This looks like if I were to sun my balls, what I would see when I look down.
No women.
Get a new bra. Get a facelift. Use some Botox.
Nothing says feminism more than attacking a woman's natural looks. But then again, this woman looks like she's over the age of 60 and she's still supporting OnlyFans models. So maybe she is just a retard. Like, why is she talking out of everybody in the room? Like, why are you talking?
God.
Sophie Rain says Bonnie Blue is single-handedly ruining OnlyFans for everybody. It's no longer about women empowerment.
No longer. This is Socrates and Plato, okay? Socrates and Plato talking about the issues of our time. Sophie Rain says Bonnie Blue is single-handedly ruining OnlyFans for everyone. It's no longer about women empowerment. Yes, Sophie Rain. I've been waiting for you to say that. I've been like, when is Sophie going to say this? Because we're all thinking it. We're all thinking about the fact that OnlyFans used to be this fun place where we could all discuss ideas, maybe naked, maybe clothed. But it would be for the advancement of society and the human race, and it would be diplomatic, and it would be nice and good for the world, and we would clean up our trash and do our dishes and be cleanly and sanitized, and nothing bad would happen, right? And it was about making women feel like they belong, and then this skank Bonnie Blue came in and took 10 dicks, 100 dicks actually, add another 1,000 dicks on camera and spread a new disease. That's when it got bad. Jesus Christ.
Empowerment. What? Woman empowerment? It was about that? It wasn't about just...
Yeah, it wasn't about money. Actually, I guess that is good. I would say women empowerment. Maybe if you're making women rich, that's some form of women empowerment. Can't complain about that.
Paying for... bro, what? If you don't know who Bonnie Blue is, well, I'm not giving you a rundown. You can use your imagination and figure that one out for yourself. But... if you asked her subjective opinion on what she's doing, she would probably say what she's doing is empowering. I'm not agreeing with her. I think both of these women are whores and nothing about what they do is empowerment. Like, you can just see the devil whispering into their ears like, yeah, take off your clothes and take photos of yourself and post it on the internet. That's real empowering. Yeah, you're so empowered. Also, why is it gross for a man to look at these adult film stuff, adult entertainment stuff, but for women to create it, it's empowering? Now, I'm not siding with the men saying that having this kind of an addiction is a good thing, or looking at these things are good things, but let's not lie here. On both ways of the street, they're degenerates. I mean, we as a society, we wouldn't look at drug dealers and drug addicts and be like, oh yeah, drug addicts, that's freaking gross, man. Like, I could never see myself doing that. Like, ew, like, You know how many marriages you've ruined with that? And then the drug dealer be like, oh my God, it's so empowering, guys. Wow, this person is drug dealing. That's so empowering. Like, no, they're both degenerates. I don't know why we don't look at sex work the same way. Have you ever wondered what's up with these women and having to be naked? I used to think that it was an attention thing, like they're just looking for attention, but now I'm genuinely convinced that the evil side of society has convinced these women that being naked is cute and empowering.
Ladies, the men are right. We need to start dressing more modestly in the gym.
No, just put a shirt and pants on. Like, you're going to the gym in your bra and underwear and acting like us saying to put a shirt on equals you dressing in an Amish attire. Do you all just look at your closets and say, yeah, let me be as naked as humanly possible when I go out in public?
I feel like they do. They really do sometimes. Like, why are you going to the gym in a sports bra and whatever these kind of yoga booty shorts? I don't know even what to call these. And then these women get mad at men when they stare at them, and it's like, buddy, if a man went to the gym wearing like a crop top and a Speedo, you would
What the fuck am I looking at?
probably be staring at him too.
I can wear pants. I can wear a top that shows most of my body, and I continue to do so because of all the
What is this? I've seen this clip. It's like the women that fought
women
for
who
this.
fought for that. Women,
Yeah.
the right-
Women didn't fight for you to walk around looking like a whore, okay? That's not what they fought for. They fought for your right to vote, the right for your education, the right for you to play a sport.
This is what I mean when I think society has tricked them into thinking like this, because they don't even know what feminism is really about. Hey, retard, this is how the original feminists dressed, not like how you look. This whole thing about like, oh, feminism fought for me to be able to wear revealing clothes wasn't even a thing until like 15 years ago. Like,
Yeah.
which feminists are we talking about here? These women here or fucking Miley Cyrus? We need feminism because it shouldn't be awkward for a 12-year-old girl to wear a short skirt around 16-year-old boys.
What are you saying? We need feminism because, like, what is feminism even about anymore? Like, I really thought it was about legal equality and societal equality, and now we're talking about, like, what is awkward? What the excuse me, I'm burping, bro. This is, like, it's not clicking. None of this makes sense.
No, I believe women should have human rights. What the fuck does this have to do with feminism? Like, leave the kids alone, bro. Why do you want kids in revealing clothes? By the way, this is what she's talking about. This is what she wants 12-year-old girls to be wearing. Also, these aren't even her own thoughts. This is, once again, a copy-paste caption that was spreaded around on Femcel Instagram that they thought was some kind of gotcha when it just makes them look weird. I'm sorry, but if I see a 12-year-old girl wearing this, I'm gonna start thinking that she's some kind of human trafficking victim. I also think it's funny how these feminists be fighting for equality. Like, we're the same, we're just as tough as men. But please, when we go to the subway, can you leave me a seat? No, bitch! Like, take your ass back to equality! Like, you're not pregnant, you're not handicapped, you can stand just like everybody else. Stand on the subway just like you stand on your political takes. Like, you don't get the best of both worlds. You don't get to demand equality and, oh man, we should be able to do everything that men do, and then demand men to lower themselves to elevate you. Like, do I believe men and women are equal on human rights? Yeah, sure. But the subway seat isn't a human right. Sorry. I think to wrap things up, I want to just say that I think we need to, instead of having this gender war going on where we're bashing men and bashing women, we need to just admit that there's terrible people on both sides of the spectrum, and there's violent people on both sides of the spectrum. Let's say men did start in prison and have to work their way out with good behavior. Would the women not have to just deal with shitty women then? And I feel like instead of just attacking all men or saying all men, and then when people call you out and, oh, of course I didn't mean all men, instead of doing that, why don't you just say, hey, this person hurt me, and this person coincidentally was a man? Because when you generalize all men, you're nothing but basically an incel. That's what incels do.
Well, I mean, great video. Yeah, I mean, this is just, I'm just like agreeing and agreeing every time, bro. I mean, he's just spitting facts. What are you gonna say, bro? Ibs is the GOAT. Great fucking video. Yeah, pretty sudden ending, but great video nonetheless.